Hello students, today we'll see the third unit in civics, that is state government. Introduction. The Constitution of India envisages for a federal government having separate systems of administration for the union and the states. There are 28 states and 9 union territories and one national capital territory that is known as Delhi in India. The Constitution contains provisions for the governance of both the union and the states. It lays down a uniform structure for the state government. In Part 6 of the Constitution, from Article 152 to 237, which is applicable to all the states. The structure of the state government is formed in the center. It consists of 3 branches. These are the executive, the legislature and the judiciary. So the Constitution of India is a federal government. Federal government means it is a joint government, but it has separate systems to administer the union and the states. So there are 28 states and 9 union territories and one national capital territory. So it is known as Delhi. So according to the Article 152 to 237, it is applicable for all the states to form a state government which consists of 3 branches. They are executive, legislature and judiciary. The executive. So first person is the governor. The governor is the constitutional head of the state executive. Generally, there is a separate governor in each state. But if the situation warrants, so the same person may be appointed as a governor for 2 states. So now we are going to see about governor. So he is the constitutional head of the state, and also there is a separate governor for each state. But if the situation needs, so the same person may be appointed as a governor for 2 states. So see here, this is the structure of state government, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. So see here, executive, governor, followed by him chief minister and council of minister. So legislature, it is as usual as upper house and lower house. Judiciary, it consists of high court, district courts and other courts. Appointment. The governor of a state shall be appointed by the president. His usual term of office is 5 years, but he holds office during the pleasure of the president. Generally, the governor does not belong to the state where he is appointed. He can also be transferred from one state to another by the president. He can also resign any time by addressing his resignation to the president. So governor is appointed by the president. His time period is for 5 years, but if the president needs, he can continue his post. The governor does not belong to the state where he is appointed as a governor, and also he can transfer from one state to another state by the president. He can also resign any time by addressing his resignation to the president. So president is appointing the governor as well as his resignation also to be submitted to the president. The legislature of a state or a high court has no role in the removal of the governor. A person may be appointed as a governor for any number of terms. 2 conventions have been set up in the matter of appointing a person as governor of a state. He should not be a resident of the state concerned, and the state government concerned is consulted and its views are sought regarding the proposed choice. So in the removal of a governor, the state legislature doesn't have any role in the part of the removal of a governor. And also a person, he can appointed as a governor for many number of times. There is no limit. Only 2 conditions are there. The first condition is he should not be a resident of the state which he is appointed as a governor. The second condition is the proposed choice, that he can be appointed as a governor, right? So the proposed choice must be consulted with the central government. Only 2 choices are there. According to Article 158(3)(a), where the same person is appointed as governor of 2 or more states, the emoluments and allowances payable to the governor shall be allocated among the states in such proportion as the president may be order determined. So there is a separate governor for separate states, right? So if the situation needs, a single person can be appointed as a governor for 2 or more states, and his salary can be divided among the 2 states or among the states where he is appointed as a governor, and also it is determined by the president. Qualification. Article 157 and Article 158 of the Constitution of India specify eligibility requirements for the post of governor. So the first thing is, he should be a citizen of India. He must have completed 35 years of age. He should not be a member of parliament or of any state legislature. If he is a member of any legislature, he automatically vacates his seat on assuming the office. He should not hold any other profitable occupation. So now we are going to see about the qualification of a governor. So if a person want to be a governor, there must be a requirements, right? He want to satisfy the eligibility criteria and the requirements. So first thing is, so this thing already we have learned in the post of president and vice president, right? So the first thing is, he should be a citizen of India. He have completed 35 years of age, and he should not be a member of parliament or a state legislature. And also he should not hold any other profitable occupation. Powers and functions of the governor. The governor is the head of the state executive and he has enormous powers. In the exercise of functions and powers, the governor, except in certain cases, is to be guided by the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. So we know that governor is the head of the state executive. So in order to implement the powers and functions that is given to the governor, so except in certain cases, but in all the cases, he will be guided. He will get the advice of the Council of Ministers, which is headed by the Chief Minister. Executive powers. So now we are going to see about the executive powers. He appoints the leader of the majority party in the state legislative assembly as the Chief Minister of the state. He appoints other members of the Council of Ministers on the recommendation of the Chief Minister. He appoints the chairman and members of State Public Service Commission. He appoints the State Election Commissioner and determines his conditions of service and tenure of office. He acts as the Chancellor of universities in the state. He also appoints the Vice Chancellors of universities in the state. He directly rules a state when there is the imposition of the President's rule in the state. So first executive power is, he appoints the leader of the majority party as a CM of the state. The second one is, he appoints other council of ministers. So first one is the appointment of a chief minister. Second one is the appointment of council of minister with the recommendation of the chief minister. And also he appoints the chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission. And also he appoints the State Election Commissioner. He wants to tell his condition of service and the tenure of the office. He acts as the governor, acts as a chancellor of universities. He appoints the vice chancellor also. He directly rules a state when there is the imposition of president's rule in the state. If there is imposed president rule is following in the state, the governor will directly rule the state.